This is Deborah Atkinson, and you're listening to the Voice for Fitness Professionals podcast. And I'm here to share with you marketing and sales strategies to rebuild your business from the ground up. And usually, before COVID-19, it was all about sharing those ideas so that you could be anything but pushy, salesy, and sleazy. And right now, I'm not worried about that. I'm actually worried about you sitting back and waiting without doing anything. So let's talk about this, because the truth is, today, it's a Monday. It's not even halfway through July, and I didn't want to post today. Just like potentially you may not want to take the actions that are more difficult for you. Truly, I didn't want to post today because I didn't have a lot to say. I didn't have something specific that I'd written, that I'd prepared, because there's a lot going on right here. I'm in the middle of a launch. I'm trying to do something in the other side of my business, and it's busy. There's a lot of emails. There's a lot of podcasts. There's a lot of videos that I'm creating. There's a lot of pages and copy that I have to write. And this kind of fell to the bottom of the list. But here's the truth. This, between you and me, is exactly what you need to hear, because there are no easy days. There are no shortcuts. And especially right now, it all feels like potentially we're working twice as much for half as much, right? So what I want you to know is, if you really want to grow your fitness business, your health coaching business, which it may evolve more into a health coaching business than a personal training business, pick up the phone. That is probably the one and the best thing that you can do, is every day make yourself make at least one phone call. You're going to make those phone calls to a list of people. So right now, what I'd love for you to do is, if you're walking and you're listening, great, brainstorm while you're walking, or as soon as this is over, and I guarantee you it's going to be short because I am totally winging it. What I want you to do is take your phone out and record into your phone. Record 5 people around you. Maybe they're in your family, maybe they're your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues, and list them in your phone. And then go to your next outside circle, people they know, people that you've barely met, people that you've met though, and you know exactly by talking to them that you could help them, that they definitely have a problem. They've even said and suggested that they're looking for answers to a problem. They have acknowledged that they have the problem. Record all the names of those people and don't filter. Just write them down or record them in your audio while you're walking or while you're at home sitting at your desk. It doesn't matter, but get a list started. And if you never wrote this down before, write it down. So if you record this into your phone, what you should be recording it into is truly Otter, because it'll record for you the words that you're saying and take it down in dictation, and then you can download it, send it to yourself, and you've got the list. You don't have to then come back and write it down and dictate for yourself. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to call those people, at least one of them every day. It doesn't matter if you call 5 tomorrow, you still have to call 1 tomorrow. Or you call 5 today, you still have to call 1 tomorrow. 1 a day, every day, just like a vitamin. So if you decide you get ambitious, it doesn't get you off the hook for tomorrow. So you're on vacation. Really? Are you on vacation during COVID? You're traveling, whatever's happening to you, make one phone call every day. You have to put something in action. Here's the way that phone call is going to go. You're going to tell someone you've been thinking about them. You're asking about how they are, how this whole thing is treating them, and let them know that you've been thinking about them and you have a couple of ideas you'd like to run by them. You can't ask, can they meet face to face? But you could say, do you want to meet on Zoom or right here? Or do you want to meet on FaceTime? What's better for you? But I'd love to share them if you're interested in hearing it. And most people are going to be flattered and say yes. And then from there, you're going to share. Literally, you've got to have good ideas, right? So you can't make this up, but you have to share the game plan. I mean, what have you thought about with this person? So let me give you, for instance, this afternoon, I met with a woman named Marilyn. I'm meeting with her on a volunteer basis. Look, I'm extremely busy. I'm in the middle of a launch for the other side of my business, and there's a lot to do. But earlier this year, her husband was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease. That's all before COVID-19 hit. And she's lost. And she was going to discontinue her membership. And I reached out to her about it and about why. The reason why is she's feeling so disconnected and wants to pull away from people. She's just not liking crowds, even online crowds. So participating in the members area and talking really isn't something she wants to do now. But, I think she's at a point in her life when she needs to be taking care of herself more than ever, because she's going to be doing a lot of caregiving in the next few months and potentially years. And it's not going to be easy. So if she stops now, she disconnects now, what will happen? I don't think it's what we want. So I offered to have her stay in the membership, but also offered my services for the next 90 days. So for 12 weeks in a row, I'm her accountability coach. And what I'm doing for her is laying out the plan. I said, I see myself as just your accountability check-in. We'll talk about what's been the problem this past week, what's been your goal, what days you're planning to do the things you agreed to do, what might be obstacles, and how you can overcome them, so that you've got a place to report. You've got an organized plan in front of you for these next 7 days. How does that sound? And of course, she said, good. Now, you may come up with a plan for whoever it is you're talking to, and they may not agree. But chances are, if you are very thoughtful and you sit down with this in mind, with them in mind, knowing their past history, knowing what they've said is important to them, chances are, with somebody thinking about them, that kind of flattery is fairly rare. That kind of being cared for is fairly rare outside of your very small nucleus in an immediate family. People will listen. And even if what it is you offer doesn't land on them exactly right, they may suggest something else. And then you're having a conversation, not about if you'll work together, but about how you'll work together. And at the end of that conversation, you will finally get to, what are the details? How will this work? How much will it be? Because that should be the last thing that you talk about. The detail is how you're going to help them, how you're going to help them stay accountable, the transformation that it's going to bring to them, and what it's going to mean to them right now during this moment. And that is it. But that simple action you'll take every day, calling one person, not only could change somebody's life, not only could essentially change 365 lives. Now, look, in a lot of cases, you're going to call somebody and leave a message. So on some days, you may have a return phone call, but you have to make that new outreach. Even that could change a business in the best of times, let alone the worst of times. How it happened could be by phone, by Facebook, by Skype, by Zoom. Make it work for the both of you, not for one of you. And there you have it. How you can build your business from the ground up. It may look different than it did before. You may not need to be standing next to somebody or demonstrating with them. What they may need is for you to help hold them accountable, to share with them videos that they can watch on their own. It could be much more simple than you might be trying to make it. Having a digital or a virtual business isn't really the point. The point is the value and the transformation that it creates. And you, my friend, have the skill and the talent to do that. That's it. That's all I've got for today. But that one little gem might just transform your business. I'd love to hear from you. You can put your comments at the bottom of the show notes at fitnessmarketingmastery.com/build your business.